in a game that saw them score a believed program record of 74 points. Quincy High School's signature football moment from their season opener proved to be, ironically enough, an emphatic bit of kickoff coverage, courtesy of J.C. Lackey.
Well, I was just doing my job. I was going down exactly where I needed to be, making sure nobody ran past me. I saw the opportunity and I took it, and he just took its course.
Have you ever hit a guy and knocked him back 10 yards before?
Not 10 yards, I'll tell you that one. That was a pretty big hit, and I didn't think it was going to go back that far, but it just happened.
J.C. Lackey's hellacious hit stick proved a signature moment on a night of happenings for Quincy High. And while it's fair to point out that reading too much into a 74-point win over a clearly overmatched opponent can be dangerous business, the Blue Devils' best moments here shouldn't be whitewashed either.
We've got an amazing offense and a good defense, and I think we move the ball well, and we got a lot of stops, and definitely Alton's not the same team as them, but I feel like it was a good way to open up the season.
Of particularly encouraging interest, the catalyzing effect new quarterback Lucas Reese lent to the Quincy High passing game, completing 9 of his 10 passes for 4 touchdowns along the way.
Well, we've seen him in our program before, youth and junior high, and then, varsity last year a little bit. He's just a great athlete. He's a guy that just, he makes the throws are really, I'll say easy, but very natural, and so he's very good with the ball in his hands and goes through his progressions and had a really good summer. So, obviously there's it's a small sample size, but we feel really good about him, from here on out. And like I said, he had a really nice game on Friday.
In the past, we've mostly been a wing T team, and so opening it up has added a new dimension to the offense. And so defense has got a plan for that, and that's tough. I feel like we got a lot of weapons.
It's another guy to account for. When he can beat you with his legs and do some of the things that he can do, that's a really nice situation to have. When you feel like nothing's there and the play you called and are drawn up was not a very good one, he can make it a good one in a hurry. So really like that part of his game, and something I think that obviously we'll use a lot this year.
Don't expect Quincy High to experience any post-blowout hangover in Alton on Friday, given the chance this team now has to avenge 2018's most befuddling loss.
This is a big game. It's always a good team, always tough, and especially an away game. And we should have won last season, so it's a big game, and we just want to win.
I felt like we let one get away from us last year. Those are the type of games that we've made a living off of winning, here at Quincy High. So it's a good program, good coaching staff, very talented athletic kids, and we're going to have to play our A game to beat them on Friday.
Now, from across the Tri-States, this is KHQA Sports.
And tip-top the evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Final, week number 4. Not great in theory or in optics. Turned out pretty good, though.
Yeah, it turned out great. We had a lot of offense, some records broken here in the Gym City, and I think Chris has the highlights coming right up right now.
Yeah, good day to be a Quincy quarterback, either at Quincy High or Notre Dame. We'll start you, Lynn Stadium. Lucas Reese Day today because Dante Kreider got hurt 4 plays in the game. What a way to pick up your team. Reese on 4th and 5, scrambling, buying time, and finds Jack Rupert. That's what he does. PAT fails. That was a motif for the Blue Devils as well. 6-0. The defense stepping up big early. Nate Wilson doing Nate Wilson type things. That's why he's an all-conference player. And then back to work on offense right here. It's Lucas Reese again rolling and finding Scott Sprick for the touchdown. PAT would fail. 12-0 Blue Devils at that juncture. Sprick became a popular but not the only target, as in the first half alone, Lucas Reese was 19 of 23 passing. That's a career for some folks. Nice pickup right there. Sets the wheels in motion at the start of the second quarter for Dre Humphrey on the bubble option right there. Works out pretty good. And again, Lucas Reese is going to find through the air. This time, this guy, Clay Hansen, wide open in the corner of the end zone. It's 18-0 at that point. 4 first-half passing touchdowns for Lucas Reese. He'll get one more here coming up to Jack Rupert. Blue Devils are leading in the 4th quarter. At last check in this game, 32-19 was the last score we had. We'll get you a final before everything gets all wrapped up here tonight.
EM Sports Extra with Sports Director Tony Cornish Jr.
Welcome and thanks for joining us on this final Football Friday night of October. Week 9 of the high school football season has arrived and we are geared up and ready to roll. We start off where else but the Gym City. That's where both Moline and Quincy High were fighting for their playoff lives in a Western Big Six showdown that fans from both schools have been waiting for all week long. It was camouflage night at Flynn. Yeah, Blue Devil Nation came out in big numbers to salute the seniors as well on their night, as well as cheer on the blue and white in a must-win game in the Gem City. Quincy senior running back Dante Crider and his family enjoying the senior night festivities. First offensive play of the game for QHS. Crider gets the call, and he's held to just a 3-yard gain by that Moline defense. Later in the drive, QND senior quarterback Lucas Reese will connect with wide receiver Drake Tournier on a 40-yard touchdown strike, a thing of beauty. But wait, the play will be waved off due to an offensive pass interference call on the Blue Devils. Head coach Rick Little can't believe it, and he's not a happy camper right now, letting the refs know about his displeasure in that call. Wow, you talk about a big turnaround in the first quarter. That certainly was it. Same drive, though. Quincy quarterback Lucas Reese now scrambles, looks for an open receiver, but his pass, it will get picked off by one of the Moline defensive backs. In fact, the Maroons DB here will race 85 yards for the score on a classic pick six. Blue Devils will trail 6-zip after the failed extra point against MHS. Blue Devils now back on offense. Dante Crider on the sweep gets hit low right here. Number 5 is down, and he will stay down. Crider would leave this game with a lower leg injury. We think it was the ankle. That's a big blow for QHS, not having his speed in that offensive lineup. We hope he'll be all right. A few plays later, though, Reese connects with junior wideout Clay Hansen coming up right here. Another 40-yard touchdown strike coming up for the blue and white, and it's a thing of beauty, and this one will count. After the extra point, the Blue Devils will take a 7-6 lead. Hansen had 2 big touchdown catches in that first quarter for QHS. But when this one is all said and done, Quincy High falls to defeat against Moline. 48-21 is your final in their final game of the season.
Now, WGEM Sports with David Sugarman.
Friday night didn't go exactly as planned for much of the Tri-States, with weather pushing back a number of high school football games, including Quincy High, who's on the road at Sterling this afternoon. Dante Crider, the newest Southern Illinois football commit, sitting out today with a knee injury. Picked things up in the first half. Blue Devils down 13-0, but watch Lucas Reese show off this cannon of an arm, 50 yards down the sideline to Clay Hansen, and the Blue Devils are cooking in the red zone. But just a couple plays later, going for it all, and Reese is picked off in the end zone to end the drive later in the game. 4th and 24, Blue Devils in their own end, but Rick Little reaches deep into the bag of tricks, a faith punt. He needed 24. He probably got 24 and a half. How about Lucas Reese with the effort? A great effort by Quincy today, but they do fall short, 33-20.
This is KHQA Sports.
And tip top of the evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Final, Week 9, our last full-scale Sports Final.
Unbelievable.
Because the end of the regular season is here.
Yep, bubble teams all over.
We talked about bubble teams in football. Quincy High, the most bubbly of all, if you will. The Blue Devils must win against Moline to have a shot. First quarter in this one, Lucas Reese gets picked off here by Jaheim Thornton, who takes it 60 yards to the house. This kid is athletic beyond belief. And just like that, the Blue Devils were in a deficit. However, Quincy High School going to force its own luck in this one, and it will be Brady Rupert doing the deed as he's going to come up strong on defense. Forced fumble by Mr. Rupert, and Quincy High School records it right there for the TFL on the back end of it. The Blue Devils going to work later in the first quarter, however. They're going to, the Moline squad, the Maroons, are going to re-extend the lead in this one. Jaheim Mitchell takes it 37 yards for the touchdown right here. Moline, as I mentioned, leading 13-7. However, here comes Quincy High School on the screen pass. Drake Tournier, who had a monster week last week with 11 catches, going to tiptoe the sidelines. Love the way this kid plays. Old school style right there. And then 5 plays later, Lucas Reese is going to roll to his right and strike to Clay Hansen, who had a big night tonight. Made it 14-13 at that point. Quincy High School would lead, but things have gone awry in the second half for the Blue Devils. They currently trail this game in the fourth quarter, 34-21 with 3 minutes left. If the Blue Devils lose, they are likely looking at their season coming to an end.